Hello, I'm Tim from Ridgid. Today I'm going to talk to you about the NaviTrack locator and using it to find the sonde that's built into our sea snake cameras. I've installed the camera down a shore line. I have found a clog in the line, which you can see on the screen. At this point, I'm going to turn on my transmitter. You can see the wavy lines running through the screen. That tells you the transmitter's on. Now I'm going to turn on my NaviTrack. Simply press the power button. It's set for 512 Hertz, which is the signal the sonde puts out. In the upper left-hand corner is a proximity number. The closer I get to the transmitter, the higher that number will go. As I go past the transmitter, that number will go lower. There is no set point to where that number maxes out on top of the sonde. It depends on the earth, the ground, or if there's any utilities between you and the sonde. You just want it to max out. It could be 3,000, it could be 300. I'm also going to use this ball that you see floating on the outer ring to steer me toward the transmitter. Depth will be in the lower left-hand corner when I am above the transmitter. The sound will also go up as I get closer to the transmitter. As you can see, the ball is telling me which way to go. No matter how I hold my hand, I always watch that ball. It's sort of like steering your car. As I get closer to the transmitter, within a few feet, that ball is going to come off of that ring, and I'm going to manually steer it into the crosshairs. When I do so, the pipe appears on the screen as two lines running side by side. I merely orient myself, walk along the pipe, until the transmitter signal, which resembles a barbell, intersects the pipe right on the crosshairs. My depth is in the lower left-hand corner. My proximity number is reading 1881. Just do a very slight sweep to the right or left. If the number goes higher, simply go to that point and then sweep it back to the left. My high point is 2021. There's my signal. There's my pipe. I'm directly on top of the transmitter. It is 2 feet, 6 inches below me. That is how you find the sonde with a NaviTrack locator. The NaviTrack locator is used to locate the sondes in our sea snake cameras, as well as using one of our transmitters to locate a metallic line, such as a gas line, a water line, or an electric line. The NaviTrack locator runs on 4 C-cell batteries mounted in the underside rear of the compartment. Simply fold down your mast and you're ready to use the NaviTrack. In the right-hand corner, on the bottom, is your power button. Simply press it once. Ridgid. The NaviTrack never resorts back to a preset. It'll always stay in the frequency you have it set on until you manually change it. In the upper right-hand corner is the menu button. Press it once, and it gives you a variety of frequencies to choose from. Simply use your up or down arrows to scroll through the available frequencies. When you find the frequency you'd like, you press the center button. It'll put a check in the square next to the frequency. I can scroll down and I can put as many frequencies as I wish, both passive and inductive. Press the menu button to get out of that menu. Also, after about 6 seconds, it will close the menu out and go back into the screen you had it in. Any frequencies you set by checking the center box are put down here in the frequency button. The frequency button is basically a shortcut button which enables you to scroll through whatever preset frequencies you put into the unit. You can put as many frequencies in the shortcut button as you want or as little as you want. You can completely customize it on your own. In this case, we're going to do a line trace. Now, I have my induction clamp, I have my transmitter. I'm going to turn on my transmitter. With the induction clamp, it's set in 33 kilohertz. I've wrapped the clamp around my conduit. As you can see, it has 2 green lights telling you I have a good circuit. Now, I make sure my NaviTrack is set on 33 kilohertz. I'm going to turn up the sound so that you can hear that we are on top of the utility. Some of the features of the screen. I will turn this back down. In the upper left-hand corner, you have a set of numbers called the proximity numbers. What they mean is the closer you get to the utility that you energized, the higher that number goes. As you walk past the utility, the number goes lower. So you always want that number to be at its highest. It will be at its highest when you're directly over the utility you've energized. Lower left-hand corner tells you the depth. The depth is in real time. So if it says it's 3 foot 6 inches or 5 foot or whatever it happens to be, that's how deep you are. The bottom right-hand corner tells you signal strength. The further you get away from the transmitter, that signal strength number will start to go down and down until eventually it would reach 0, meaning you're going to have to hook on at a different part of that utility to continue that trace. The upper right-hand corner tells you milliamps on the line. You have a crosshair in the center of the screen. What you're going to look for in line trace is a solid line and a dotted line. When you are over the utility that you've energized, those two lines will come together. Merely steer them over the crosshairs, have them going together north to south on the screen, and follow that utility to its conclusion. As you can see, I'm steering the utility in. My number is reading 147, 140. You can see it's getting stronger. I simply follow it. My depth is in the lower left-hand corner. To get your best depth, you want the bottom antenna ball to touch the ground. If there's distortion, which means there's another utility in the ground and your signal is bleeding onto it, what will happen is your lines will start to bounce and separate. Try to keep them together as best you can. Simply follow them together. Right now we have a good trace. As you can see, the utility is turning underground. If it turns underground, it will turn on the screen. You merely orient yourself and continue following the trace until it terminates over there at those green electrical boxes. That is how you trace lines with the NaviTrack transmitter and locator. Thank you.